Did you know that The Godfather 1972 almost didn't get made? Or that Marlon Brando refused to memorize his lines in the traditional way? From shocking casting choices to behind-the-scenes chaos, this movie is packed with secrets that even hardcore fans miss. Stick around, because these 20 weird facts will completely change the way you see this iconic film. And hey, if you love movie secrets, don't forget to subscribe for more hidden Hollywood gems. Fact 1. Brando's secret technique. Marlon Brando shocked everyone during his audition for Don Vito Corleone by stuffing cotton balls in his cheeks to create a jowly, older appearance. This bold choice almost got him rejected, as some producers thought it looked ridiculous on camera. However, director Francis Ford Coppola immediately saw the potential, understanding that Brando's unique approach added authenticity and intimidation to the character. Beyond the looks, Brando also improvised his lines, creating a natural, menacing cadence that became iconic. His subtle gestures, quiet voice, and intense gaze, combined with this physical trick, made Don Vito Corleone one of the most memorable characters in cinematic history. This tiny cotton trick changed everything. Fact 2. Real mob connection. To make the film feel completely authentic, actors like Al Pacino and James Caan actually met real mobsters before filming. These encounters helped them capture the subtle mannerisms, hand gestures, and speech patterns that were unique to mob culture. Some of these mob figures even gave advice on how a family boss behaves under pressure or negotiates with rivals. Coppola encouraged these real-life lessons to ensure the on-screen Corleone family felt lived in and convincing. This method acting approach gave the movie a depth rarely seen in Hollywood at the time. These lessons influenced not only the dialogue delivery, but also the actor's posture, tone, and interactions, creating a film that feels incredibly real even today. Fact 3. Improvised lines. Many lines in The Godfather, including the famous "I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse," were not strictly scripted. Marlon Brando and other actors often improvised, adding subtle nuances that enhance tension and realism. For example, Brando would quietly murmur under his breath, making his character unpredictable and intimidating. These improvisations were sometimes so effective that Coppola kept them in the final cut, realizing that the raw emotion brought more power than the original scripted lines. This creative freedom allowed the actors to inhabit their roles fully, producing moments of cinema that feel spontaneous, alive, and unforgettable. The combination of improvisation and meticulous direction defined the film's legendary dialogue. Fact 4. Casting controversy. When Al Pacino was cast as Michael Corleone, many doubted his suitability. At the time, Pacino was a relatively unknown actor, considered too short and inexperienced to carry the role. Studio executives wanted a bigger name, but Coppola fought passionately to keep Al Pacino, believing in his subtle intensity and transformative acting style. This decision was risky, but ultimately revolutionary. Pacino's performance brought an internalized tension to Michael's character, showing a calm, calculating evolution from innocent outsider to ruthless mafia boss. Today, it's impossible to imagine anyone else in the role. Coppola's insistence on casting Pacino against studio wishes proved that intuition and talent sometimes triumph over fame and expectations. Fact 5. Real horsehead. The infamous scene where movie producer Jack Woltz wakes up to find a severed horsehead in his bed used a real horsehead, not a prop. The production team obtained it from a dog food company. And the reaction of actor John Marley, who played Woltz, was completely genuine. He reportedly screamed and recoiled in horror, which Coppola loved for its authenticity. The use of a real head shocked crew members and added a gruesome realism that CGI or a fake prop could never match. This scene remains one of the most talked about and controversial moments in film history, emphasizing the lengths the team went to create intense, unforgettable cinematic impact. Fact 6. Brando vs. Coppola clash. During filming, Brando often clashed with Francis Ford Coppola over his unconventional acting methods. Brando refused to deliver lines in a traditional, memorized way, instead opting for improvisation and subtle gestures that made his performance unpredictable and intimidating. Coppola initially worried this approach might derail the film, as Brando's unpredictability sometimes frustrated other actors and crew members. However, Coppola soon realized that Brando's methods brought unparalleled authenticity to Don Vito Corleone, making him more menacing and memorable. Their tense collaboration actually enhanced the film, pushing both director and actor to find creative solutions. The dynamic tension between Brando's rebellious style and Coppola's vision resulted in a character and film that are legendary today. Fact 7. Accurate sets. The Corleone family mansion seen in The Godfather wasn't just a studio set. It was a real Staten Island mansion rented specifically for filming. Coppola insisted on real locations whenever possible to maintain authenticity, believing that artificial sets would diminish the film's gritty, lived-in feel. The actors were immersed in the environment, which enhanced their performances and created a tangible sense of history within the Corleone family. Shooting in an actual mansion meant the crew had to adapt to real-world lighting, architecture, and spatial constraints, adding challenges but also realism. This commitment to authenticity made scenes more visually convincing, helping viewers feel like they were witnessing the Corleone world firsthand rather than a fabricated studio version. Fact 8. Brando's voice creation. Marlon Brando created his signature raspy voice for Don Vito Corleone by placing cotton balls in his mouth while filming. This technique gave his character a slow, menacing tone that conveyed authority and age, making him instantly recognizable. Beyond the physical trick, Brando experimented with pauses, inflections, and subtle muttering, which allowed him to express menace without shouting or exaggerated gestures. Coppola encouraged this, recognizing that Brando's voice alone could intimidate and dominate any scene. The result was a combination of voice, posture, and timing that elevated Don Vito into a cinematic icon. This simple but genius method became a key factor in making Brando's portrayal unforgettable for generations of moviegoers. Fact 9. Oscars shock. When The Godfather was released, it received critical acclaim and box office success, but its Oscar journey was full of surprises. The film won 3 Oscars, including Best Actor for Marlon Brando and Best Adapted Screenplay. However, many were shocked it didn't sweep all major categories, particularly Best Picture, initially losing to other contenders. Despite this, the recognition solidified the film's status as a landmark in American cinema. Over time, its reputation only grew, often being cited in lists of the greatest films ever made. The Oscars moment validated the risk-taking of Coppola and the unconventional casting of actors like Al Pacino, proving that innovation in filmmaking can pay off. Fact 10. Script secrets. The original script of The Godfather underwent multiple rewrites with input from both Coppola and Mario Puzo, the author of the novel. Some early drafts included drastically different character arcs, deleted scenes, and alternative endings. Actors were encouraged to experiment with dialogue, so many famous lines came from improvisation rather than the original script. Pacino and Conn often added subtle touches that deepened their characters' personalities, giving scenes more realism and emotional impact. Coppola balanced these innovations carefully, ensuring that the film retained narrative cohesion while benefiting from the actors' creativity. This collaborative approach to scripting contributed to the movie's timeless appeal and the authenticity that fans still celebrate.
Fact 11. Real New York locations. Many scenes in The Godfather were shot in actual New York City locations rather than studio sets. Coppola wanted the bustling streets, authentic restaurants, and Italian-American neighborhoods to feel real. Actors like Al Pacino and James Caan interacted with locals who didn't always know filming was happening, giving scenes spontaneous energy. This approach added texture to the film, capturing details like street noise, background conversations, and authentic decor. Shooting on location created logistical challenges, from crowd control to weather delays, but the realism it added was invaluable. Viewers felt fully immersed in the Corleone world, experiencing the tension and atmosphere of 1940s-50s New York firsthand, which became a signature feature of the movie's enduring appeal. Fact 12. The cat in the opening scene. The famous opening scene with Don Vito Corleone includes a stray cat that Brando picked up on set. Interestingly, the cat wasn't in the script. It wandered onto his lap, and Brando simply improvised petting it while delivering lines. This small addition humanized Don Vito, showing a softer side contrasted with his violent Mafia persona. Coppola immediately recognized its value and kept it in the film. The presence of the cat added subtle symbolism. Even the most powerful and feared men have gentle, private moments. Fans often note that this unscripted detail contributed to the depth of Brando's performance, making the character more relatable and visually iconic in cinematic history. Fact 13. Real Italian dialect. To make the film culturally accurate, actors were encouraged to speak Italian phrases and mimic authentic Italian-American dialects. Coppola, whose own family was Italian-American, insisted this authenticity was crucial to preserve the story's integrity. Al Pacino and other cast members worked with language coaches to get the intonation, pronunciation, and cadence right. Even minor lines in Italian were delivered with natural fluency. This attention to language made the movie immersive for viewers, reflecting the real-life nuances of the Italian-American Mafia. The dialect work also influenced how the actors expressed emotion, emphasizing gestures, tone, and pauses. It became an understated but essential factor in the film's legendary realism. Fact 14. James Caan's preparation. James Caan, who played Sonny Corleone, immersed himself in intense preparation, including observing aggressive behavior and family dynamics of real mobsters. Caan adopted these traits, blending charm with explosive anger, to make Sonny believable as both loving brother and violent enforcer. He also worked closely with Coppola to develop physical gestures, stances, and facial expressions that signaled his unpredictable nature. This preparation gave Sonny a layered persona, simultaneously likable and fearsome. Viewers could sense the danger and tension every time Sonny appeared on screen. Caan's dedication to authenticity, along with improvisational dialogue moments, helped elevate the film's realism, making the Corleone family feel truly alive and unpredictable.